This is King Kong as a baby, and this is King Kong as a legend who destroyed entire cities. And today, I'm going to simulate what would actually happen if I tried to raise King Kong in real life. Not in a movie, not in a game, not in CGI, but as a living creature, from birth to myth. And this story went further than I ever imagined. Right now, he's 4 inches tall, smaller than my phone, heavier than my responsibilities, and somehow already in charge. At first, I thought he'd be harmless. I was wrong. Not because he's aggressive, but because he's strong. Like, unreasonably strong. For something this small, his grip strength is insane. He can hang from one finger, upside down. I stopped underestimating him right there. And since every creature needs food, so I started simple. Bananas, instant approval. Berries, accepted. Vegetables. He looked at me like I betrayed him. He doesn't eat like a pet. He grabs food, sits on it, and stares at me while chewing. No blinking, just dominance. Eventually, he started smelling like jungle. So I gave him a bath. Tiny tub, warm water. At first, he panicked. Then he realized water is fun. He started splashing, diving, sliding across the soap. I tried brushing his fur. He grabbed the brush, not to stop me, to keep brushing. That's when I realized he actually enjoys it. King Kong wakes up before me, not because he's disciplined, but because he's hungry. Every morning, he climbs onto my pillow and lightly slaps my face. Not aggressive, just disappointed. Once he started roaming the house, things changed. Bookshelves became mountains. Curtains became vines. My hoodie became a hammock. He climbs everything. Once he climbs onto my shoulder, he refuses to come down, like a tiny, angry backpack. The first time he saw his reflection, he froze, slowly raised his fists, punched the mirror, lost, then screamed at his reflection before climbing onto my shoulder for emotional support. At night, Kong patrols the house. Every sound is suspicious. The fan, threat. The toaster, enemy. The microwave, unforgivable. Once he roared at it until I apologized. I don't know why I did. It just felt correct. Eventually, I realized something. Keeping Kong inside was a bad idea. Not because he was dangerous, but because the house was losing the fight. So I decided to take him outside, just for a few minutes, fresh air. No chaos, that was the plan. But the moment his feet touched the ground, he froze, completely still. Head tilted, nostrils flaring, like he was downloading information, wind, smells, sounds. Then he bolted, not away from me, forward. Grass was his first enemy. He slapped it, pulled it, bit it, decided it was alive. Then he noticed ants. That's when things escalated. He chased them, lost them, got mad about it. Declared war on the concept of insects. Next, he saw a tree and immediately understood it. No hesitation. He climbed it like he'd done it 1,000 times before. Up, around, across branches. I just stood there, watching a 4-inch creature outperform me physically. Then he stopped at the top. Chest out, arms wide, victory pose. One morning, I woke up, and he was taller than my forearm. Sitting, waiting, holding my phone, watching a video of himself from the park. I didn't ask how he unlocked it. I just took it away. That's when I understood. I wasn't raising him. I was witnessing him. Calm doesn't grow fast. It grows inevitably. And once he starts, there's no pause button. And as the days went by, his growth started accelerating. He wasn't small anymore. Not small enough to climb shelves and disappear into corners. I couldn't just let him roam the room now. It wasn't safe. So I did the only thing that made sense at the time. I built him a habitat inside my room. Not a cage, not a prison, just a space where he could move, climb, and rest without breaking the house or himself. He loved climbing, hated being alone, and never stopped watching me. He didn't play like pets. He studied. He watched how I walked, how I lifted objects, how I reacted to danger. He wasn't learning, he was preparing. Then the growth started. 1 week, he was 3 feet tall. 1 month, 7 feet. 3 months, he was taller than my door frame, muscles forming faster than biology should allow. Bones thickening, teeth sharpening. Doctors said it was impossible. His DNA wasn't evolving, it was upgrading. I stopped giving him fruit. He refused it. He only wanted meat, raw. And when I looked into his eyes, I realized something terrifying. He wasn't growing like an animal. He was growing like a weapon. So I took him outside to see what he really was. At the gym, he lifted weights meant for machines. At the zoo, every predator backed away. At the forest, he moved without sound. And in the city park, people felt him before they saw him. Dogs barked at empty air. Children froze in place. Birds stopped flying. He wasn't aggressive. He was dominant. Everything around him knew it. And then, I made the biggest mistake of my life. I took him to an isolated place called Skull Island. I'd heard stories about it. People said it was strange, untouched, dangerous. But I still went. Not because I was brave, not because I was curious. I went because I didn't want him to grow up thinking he was the strange one. I thought showing him a place like that might make him feel like he belonged somewhere. That's where he changed. The air activated something inside him. He started hunting, not randomly, strategically. He fought a bear and won. Fought 3 lions and didn't get scratched. Took down a military drone with a single jump, and when he roared, the island answered. I didn't bring Kong home. I brought a king back to his throne. The government noticed. They called him a threat, a biological anomaly, a potential weapon. They used tranquilizers, chains, transport helicopters. He didn't resist. He let them capture him. That's what scared me. They built a research facility. Titanium walls, electric restraints, sound dampening chambers. They tested weapons on him. Missiles, explosives, energy beams. Nothing worked. He sat there, watching, learning. For weeks he didn't move, didn't eat, didn't sleep, didn't react. Then one day, every camera went offline at the same time. He had learned their blind spots. By the time alarms started, half the facility was gone. Cities started reporting sightings, skyscrapers shaking. Jets disappearing, entire battalions vanishing overnight. But Kong wasn't attacking civilians, he wasn't destroying, he was evolving. I saw him one last time. I was standing on top of a building. He is now tall enough to touch clouds, bullets bouncing off his skin, missiles exploding like fireworks. He looked at me, the same way he did as a baby. Not with anger, with understanding. Then he beat his chest and disappeared into the smoke. I didn't create a monster, I created a king. And kings were never meant to live in cages. They were meant to rule.